Barbara Reese reporting for This Week in East Brunswick. We're very fortunate today to be with two wonderful ladies who volunteer here in town. We have Leslie Rubenstein, who's the president of the Learning Disabilities Association of New Jersey. Welcome to you.
Thank you.
And we also have Audrey Weiner, who's on the East Brunswick Special Ed Parent Advisory Board. Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, we're talking today about an event that you're working on together. It's a joint effort between 3 different organizations, and you'll tell us more about that. And it's a disability awareness fair coming up in October. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about what we're hoping to see there at the fair.
Well, there's going to be about 25 vendors representing different disabilities. And so we're hoping that a lot of people will be coming to see the different vendors. Primarily, we're hoping that parents who are looking for information will come and meet vendors. We're also hoping that professionals will come and also learn more about the different areas of disability. And most important, we're hoping community members will come because we want people to also know that we're talking about people and not necessarily disability labels, because behind every label is a person. This whole thing actually started because Audrey and I met at the library a few months ago with the hope of making people more aware about the need for more jobs to be available to people with disabilities. And as we were talking, the idea kind of was born to do a disability awareness fair. And since we were sitting at the library at the time, it seemed like a great place to do such an event. So that's kind of how the whole thing came into being.
So it's a co-sponsorship between your organization and the library and East Brunswick Public School System.
That's correct.
Well, that's a fabulous partnership. Now tell me a little bit, Audrey, you have some wonderful speakers coming down to be at the fair to inform people. Tell us a little bit about those speakers.
Ann Ford and John Richard Thompson are our keynote speakers. And Ann Ford has a child with learning disabilities herself, so she's written 4 books. Primarily, they've been about her own child's disability and growing up and the things that her family has gone through. Her latest book is actually about the other child, her typical children, and how they're affected by it and how you can help them so that they don't feel like everything is about the learning disability, but how it affects the whole household. And John Richard Thompson is a playwright and a co-author, and they work together. They're very lovely people, very personal and interactive and informative mostly. They have done another event for us, and they were fabulous speakers, filled with information for people. And so they're going to talk about her latest book, The Forgotten Child, and we'll have a question and answer and a book signing at the end.
So now this is a free event, as I understand.
Yes, it is.
And tell us the details. When is it taking place and what time? And
It's going to be Sunday, October 18th, right here at the library from 2 to 5.
And so they have ability to hear the speaker as well as to walk around to the different vendors.
Absolutely.
And collect information. Now, it was interesting, I was reading a little bit about the event, and the Learning Disabilities Association had a quote which I liked. It said, "Individuals live with their disability but should not be defined by them." Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
You know, we tend to focus so much on the disability aspect, and people have strengths, and it's so important to focus in on those strengths because everybody can make a contribution to society. And I think it's up to the community at large to figure out how to make that happen. So we need more training, we need more coaching, and we need more jobs in general. Very often, disabilities aren't so obvious. There are many hidden disabilities, especially when it comes to learning disabilities, which this fair is much more than just about learning disabilities. But when it comes to a learning disability, you can look at someone and you can't really tell that they have a learning disability, and yet they might need some minor accommodation to be more successful at their jobs. So ultimately, I think our main goal is to make people more aware, but also to help people in general be able to lead successful, productive lives.
And it seems that sometimes it may be a minor accommodation that would make all the difference.
Oh, absolutely. It could be something as a special chair, or maybe they need a little bit more time to get a task done. So if it's not necessarily a deadline-related task, then a little bit more time is really a minor accommodation.
And if I was a parent and my child had been recently diagnosed with a learning disability, why would this conference or why would this fair be helpful to them, Audrey?
There's going to be a lot of vendors with so many different kinds of information to hand out. Transition, getting started in school and what to ask for, the things you should be looking for. There's all different kinds of information, all different kinds of vendors for all different disabilities.
So one of the really nice vendors that's a little unusual is a young man who started an organization to help both people with and without disabilities socialize together. So he's going to be one of the vendors there. So there really is a wide array of resources for parents, both people starting out in the process and people who are already in the process.
So it sounds like a really great place to either get started and learn more, or if you have a knowledge base already, to learn more.
Absolutely.
And recreation as well. So there's all different kinds of things that they can learn.
Oh, East Brunswick Recreation will be there as well.
Well, and Top Soccer and Best Buddies.
Oh, wonderful.
All different kinds of different athletic
So many good organizations that here in town that do work with kids with special needs, and maybe some parents are not aware of.
Absolutely.
Well, we thank you. Let's review again the particulars so people know where and when. It's October the 18th. That's a Sunday, correct?
Correct.
And here at the library?
Yes.
And the hours again for us?
It's 2 to 5.
2 to 5. So, and it's free to come in? And
absolutely free.
What a resource. Thank you so much. I know you're both volunteers. We're very thankful for all the work that you do in making this event possible, and we're thankful to the library as well for hosting this fabulous event.
Thank you so much.
This is Barbara Reese reporting for This Week in East Brunswick. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you at the fair.